What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in Physical Media. We do this show live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so feel free to join us. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun talking about all of the new movies that are coming out this Blu-ray and 4K, and we've got a lot of it coming out this week. This is another long list of things that are coming out, so I can't wait to dive in and chat with you guys about it. This is an interesting week because there's a lot of stuff I am unfamiliar with. There's some familiar stuff too, but a lot of new stuff, so I can't wait to dive in because that's why I love doing this show. I love learning about new, awesome films that I've never heard of and that I want to check out. And you guys always do a great job in the chat keeping me up to speed and catching me up on films I haven't seen. I love the collaborative nature of these live streams. Everyone has their own area of expertise, and we like to share the knowledge around here. So I will, without further ado, not waste any more time. I'm going to jump right into the list here. I'll talk to you guys in the chat in a second. I'll let people funnel in, let people pop in here, but I'm going to go into the first four on the list. These are coming out October 24th, which is tomorrow, as I am recording this. And the first one, right off the bat, we got a banger. This is Criterion Collection, little label you might have heard of. Dropping tomorrow, The Others in 4K. A lot of people excited about this one. I remember when this was announced a couple months ago. People were very, very excited. Looking forward to this one. This is a 4K release, like I said. So it's a standard $50 price. But, of course, you know, I recommend waiting till next month, and you can get it for 50% off in the November sale that Criterion does every year with Barnes & Noble. Here we go. So this is a film from 2001. This is like a thriller. Like, I don't think it's a full-on horror movie. Maybe it is. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But I've heard great things about it, starring the great Nicole Kidman. There she is right there on the cover. Nice cover. I like it. It's a photo, but it's not the Criterion covers where they just slap a photo on it. It's at least been doctored a little bit, and maybe this was the original poster. I'm not familiar. I like the treatment on the font there. The Others. And yeah, looking forward to this one. Haven't seen it yet. Maybe I'll be able to pick it up next month in November. Not sure yet. I don't know what, honestly, I don't know what next month is going to be like. I like to do as many hauls as I can in the Barnes & Noble sales because that's what a lot of you are here for. You guys love when I do the Barnes & Noble in-store conversations and hauls. But we are pinching pennies here in the Martinez household right now. Full disclosure, my wife actually just got let go from her job, and so we have not been buying anything at all. We have been basically just buying groceries and household necessities. Get a couple things in the what was it called, the flash sale, because of some generous donations from you guys on last week's show. So thanks again, once again, to Gus and Jeffrey, who are both here in the chat. I want to thank you guys in person because you guys made that possible to pick up some things in that flash sale haul. And I did a video on that. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I unboxed EO and let me switch back to my main camera. Whoopsies, almost started the stream over. I unboxed EO and Freaks in that video. So check that one out if you haven't, because that was a fun video. I really enjoyed getting those in. But yeah, I don't know what November's going to look like. It's going to be, I'll try to get a few things. I'll try to at least get a couple videos up because I enjoy doing those November sale, or just sale hauls in general. Those are the funnest, those are the most fun things I get to do on this channel. I like editing, and I like editing those videos together. They're a lot of fun. Let me see who's here in the chat real quick. Got a good number of people here. We've got Kevin House is in the chat, says, hello all, just finished watching 1973's The Legend of Hell House. Great haunted house film. Oh, interesting. Haven't heard of that. I just watched The Old Dark House, directed by James Whale, I believe, which is part of the Pre-Code horror series that we're watching through, and that was great. I quite enjoyed that haunted house film. Jeffrey Patron is here. Howdy, sir, howdy. Gus is here, says, hi, DJ. Welcome. Welcome, always good to see you. Michael Smith, working tonight, so probably will just watch. Okay. Watching me while you work. Don't get in trouble. I don't know what you do for a living, but appreciate you popping in. Anime fan, it's good that you're careful with your money. I wish you and your family the best with everything. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I don't really have much choice right now because like I said, we're living off one income, so it's tight. I hope you don't know anything about the others because you don't want to be spoiled, would ruin it. Okay, so it's one of those films that you don't want to know. You want to go in as blind as possible. No, I don't know anything about the others. The only thing I know about the others is what Connor said on the news video we did when it was announced, and he was very, very minimal when he spoke about it. I think he did a little comparison to which Shyamalan film was it that came out around the same time? Which Shyamalan film came out in 2001? I don't remember which one, but he compared a little bit to Shyamalan. So kind of that's all I know about it, is that it's kind of like a slow burn thriller. Let's get back to what's coming out. Switch over to the second monitor here, and we'll go back to the main page. I meant to get through the first row before I started talking to the chat, but I already started talking to the releases, especially 4K releases coming out this week. This is from 2002, so around the same time period. And this is starring, is that who I think it is? Let me blow this up a little bit here. Yes, that's Anthony Hopkins. Unmistakable face. There he is. Red Dragon, a Brett Ratner film. Interesting. Is this a good film? I didn't know Brett Ratner made good films. But I haven't honestly seen much from Brett Ratner. I think I've only seen that Hercules movie, which I did not really care for, with The Rock. I don't know why I ended up seeing that. I like sword and sandal pieces. I didn't like that one, though. And then I also, he did X-Men 3. I only know him from like his genre stuff, so I've never seen this. This looks like it's, Edward Norton and Anthony Hopkins, Ralph Fiennes, Harvey Keitel, the first and most terrifying chapter in the Hannibal Lecter trilogy. Oh! Duh, no wonder it's Anthony Hopkins. This is appropriate because we are just about to watch Silence of the Lambs in this house because we put it on our Spooktober list to get through this month, and never seen it. My wife and I have never seen it, but she's wanted to watch it for years because she is a true crime fan, and I know it's not actually true crime, but it's, based on Ed Gein a little bit, which she's a big fan of all that stuff. So yeah, it was called Red Dragon. This is interesting. Let me know in the chat if this is a good one. I have not heard of that one. Wow, I didn't even know Brett Ratner had connections to that. That's fascinating. That's Kino Lorber 4K coming out. List price is $40, and that'll be out tomorrow. I don't know if the Kino Lorber sale is still going on. It might have ended. But maybe, if it's not, pop in Red Dragon. Also from Kino Lorber, another 4K release is Cujo, which is another horror film from 1983. Same list price, of course. Here we've got a really cool, I love when they do the 4K slip covers that they've been putting out. They look really good. I don't like that they're all, some people like that they all have matching spines because they want everything to look uniform. I prefer some variety in the spines. Clearly, look behind me. But yeah, I don't love the all black spines. I wish they would put a little bit of color in there, but they do look good together on the shelf. Especially with the slipcovers, and you got to get those. And I think they only do those for the first pressing. I think after that they're all out of print. Obviously based on the Stephen King novel. I have not seen this one either. I'm not caught up on my 80s and 90s horror at all because I've barely seen anything from that. Oh, I won't show the gruesome screenshots from that. Don't want YouTube to take the video down or whatever they do. I don't know what their rules are. And then the last one here on the top shelf is a company that I'm big on. Even though I don't have any of these releases, I want them because Radiance Films has been putting out some really, really cool releases. This is Messiah of Evil Blu-ray, limited edition. And wow, that is a thick case. It doesn't even fit in my screen here. But yeah, Messiah of Evil. I'm not sure why it's a box set. Is it just like a deluxe version? New restoration from a 4K scan of the best surviving elements of the film from the Academy of Film Archive. Interesting. New restoration premiere. I don't know why it's so big. It just must be like a deluxe. It looks kind of like one of those Arrow releases. The big, thick box sets. That's Radiance Films putting out great stuff. I really want to get me a Radiance film release one of these days. Maybe the Hotspot. I really want that Italian comedy box set that they've put out. That looks awesome. But I've not heard of Messiah of Evil, so you guys are going to have to let me know what that's like, or I will do my own research after the show. But that is the first row. Let's jump back to the chat, see what people are saying. Oh my goodness, I need to scroll up. Tired Boy, much love and hope your wife is able to find a new position that she enjoys. Oh, yes, she will. She's working hard. She's been going on tons of interviews the last few weeks, and I think she's got a lot of prospects. So hopefully real soon, she'll have a new job and we can get right back to wasting our money on physical media. I'm kidding. It's not a waste. It's not a waste as long as you do it responsibly. Kevin House, so sorry to hear about Grace's job. Hang in there, Grace. Thank you, Kevin. I know she appreciates all of you guys' support. Anybody here seen Pumpkinhead? Just watched it last night. Such an underrated flick. Have not seen Pumpkinhead, but I'm sure some of the people in the chat have seen it, so I'm sure they'll talk to you about it. Tired Boy says Red Dragon is a remake of Manhunter. Interesting. And Brett Ratner has directed some pretty good films like X-Men 3 and Tower Heist. Okay. Don't know if I agree with you there, but respect your opinion. Agree to disagree. Silence of the Lambs sequel. Okay. Are you saying that... Yeah. Are you saying that Red Dragon is a Silence of the Lambs sequel, or the film it's remaking is a Silence of the Lambs? I think you're saying Red Dragon is. And then the last one here, Jay Hutch. Oh, no, that's not the last one. I'm behind. Jay Hutch talks too much. I didn't know Brett Ratner made good films. Should be a quote on the box. Sorry, man. I didn't know. I still don't know for sure. All-star cast, though. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I'm saying, man. It does have an awesome cast. What is the Shaw Brothers TV show? I don't think that's a TV show, man. I think that's a box full of movies, but we'll get there. Let's see. We got... Hey, Fans of Something is in the chat. Hey, glad to finally catch one of these. Hey, this is Fans of Something. Thank you so much again for having me on your live stream. Wow, man, it must have already been over a month ago at this point, but really enjoyed hanging out with you guys there. And check out Fans of Something. He also says, kind of slow week for me personally, not picking anything up. Oh, no worries. Maybe we can pique your interest here with some of these things. You've probably already looked at this, but there's a lot of some interesting stuff here coming out, a lot of horror stuff, and a surprising amount of Kino Lorber stuff, and Indicator, which we haven't talked about much on the show yet, but I'm excited to get into some Indicator stuff because they put out really nice releases as well, and I don't have enough of those as I wish I did, but they are over in the UK and they're hard to get your hands on. You got to pay that ridiculous shipping costs, which I know I'm complaining you guys have to pay. I'm spoiled to be here where most of the stuff is easy to get your hands on, but I'm jealous of your Eureka and your BFI and your Radiance Films and what else, and of course Indicator. I mean, you guys got a lot of stuff over there. You guys got it good. Let's see, let's hop back and see what else is coming out. Let's go in a completely opposite direction from what we've been talking about so far and look at the Muppets Take Manhattan. Muppets franchise, beloved franchise that I have never seen. I think the only Muppets film I've seen is The Christmas Carol, because I love Christmas Carol. It's one of my favorite stories, and I love Christmas movies, and every year I try to at least watch one different adaptation of Christmas Carol. And a couple years ago, I watched the Muppets Christmas Carol for the first time, but I was kind of completely lost because I hadn't seen Osmosis, but that was all I had, and I didn't. It took me a little while to get used to the medium, so hopefully I can watch that version again sometime and maybe get into the Muppets, maybe through my children. Maybe I'll introduce my kids to the Muppets. Haven't done that yet. But Muppets Take Manhattan, is this a good Muppets film? Is this one of the better ones? Let me know, because I have not seen this, but it's a nice cover art. I like the poster. A real classic looking poster on the cover art. This is, list price is $40.99. Not sure, or hopefully it comes with a slipcover, because that looks really good. What studio's putting this out? This is from Sony Pictures. Sony Pictures usually does a good job, I think, as far as I know. So that's Muppets. Muppets are taking Manhattan tomorrow, October 24th. And then we've got another 4K release. Just keep the 4K releases coming. This is becoming a trend. Everything 4K today. The Toxic Avenger collection coming to 4K. And this is obviously from Truman. It says 1984 to 2000. And since it's called a collection, I'm assuming this is several films. Toxic Avenger Part 3 and Citizen Toxie? I can't see. It's very, very small and very blurry and pixelated. So I'm not sure what the fourth Toxic Avenger film is called. But 4 films in 4K for, never mind. I was going to say that's a good deal, but it's $140. I wish I had more information for you on what this box set looks like. All I can see is the front cover. And that's all they have here on blu-ray.com. But if it's $140, it's probably a pretty nice looking box set. Hopefully it's some kind of slipcase with individual cases. I'm not sure, but it's region free, obviously, because it's 4K. And that is a box set that I am completely not familiar with at all. Obviously, those are super indie films from the 80s all the way to the 2000s. I didn't realize that it came back in the 2000s. Toxic Avenger collection in 4K. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Speaking of 4K box sets, actually, this is not a 4K box set, I don't believe. But speaking of really cool box sets, we've got Shaw Brothers Classics. This is a ton of films. This is put out by Shout Factory. And I believe, I actually don't know. So there is a Shaw Brothers, I believe, collection from Arrow as well. I don't know if this is connected to that. This might be something different since it's from Shout Factory. And I believe it is because it's a very different, massive boxes. I've seen them at Barnes & Noble when I go to the Criterion sales. But this one is kind of a big TV looking box set. Like someone mentioned earlier, it looks like a TV set. You see that? It's like a big cube. And it looks amazing. It's got really nice artwork all around. It looks like an Arrow release. And it's got that right there in the corner. Actually, yeah, I think this is just volume 3 of that set, because I know they have Shaw Brothers Classics volume 1 and volume 2, and this is volume 3. Don't know if you'll have heard of any of these, but Killer Clans, the Shaolin Avengers, the Web of Death, the Vengeful Beauty, Death Duel, Life Gamble, Soul of the Sword, the Deadly Breaking Sword, Clan of the White Lotus, Shaolin Abbot, and Shaolin Rescuers. Lots of films there. I believe these, I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. I believe these are Hong Kong films, but if they're not Hong Kong martial arts films, I apologize, because like I said, this is way out of my depth. But the box set looks incredible. It is $170 retail, so I recommend waiting for a sale on that one, because that is pricey, but it's probably worth it, especially if you're big into these kind of martial arts films. Wow, Shaw Brothers Volume 3. Get it while you can. I don't know if those sell out normally. I don't think so. I've seen them at my Barnes & Noble before. Let's see. A lot of people popping up in the chat. Let me switch over here so I can catch up with you guys, and then we'll go back. Connor Nielsen's here. Welcome, buddy. Welcome. He says good evening. John Malachi is here. Welcome, buddy. I'm so glad you guys tuned in. Grew up with the Muppets Take Manhattan. Might have to pick that up eventually. Hey! Wow, if John's going to pick up something that's not Criterion, you know it must be a good buy, because he is he's stingy. He's a bit of a snob, as you all know. And he's going to pick up a standard release from Sony. So, good job, Sony. You've met John's standards. Jay Hutch, we in Canada have that problem with Criterion. The delivery fees are crazy. I know, man. I'm sorry about that. I can at least get Criterions. It's just those other boutique labels that I can't get my hands on. I almost bought something in the last Indicator sale, but then the shipping was going to be like $30 on top of it, and I talked myself out of it. Maybe next time, if we're doing all right by then. Michael Smith popping in to let you know about Indicator sale very soon. Bad time for you though. Also buffering again tonight. Oh, see, this is what I get. See, my computer over here says excellent connection on my YouTube live panel. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm buffering again. I don't know what I can do. It says I have a good connection. We will see. Sorry if it becomes a problem. Let's see. We got Gus here. I received my Cujo and Red Dragon 4Ks already, and also getting the Muppets 4K on Wednesday. Wow, Gus is ahead of the game. Gus has already got his stuff pre-ordered. I would love to see Gus's collection, because he seems to buy everything. He has a lot of stuff that he mentions on here. Eternal Melancholy, I don't know if it's me, but you keep buffering. Oh man, that is 2 people that have said that. Sorry about that, guys. YouTube is giving me problems tonight. I don't know why. Hopefully that clears up. If not, we may need to take a break and see if I don't know if there's anything I can do. Jay Hutch, Muppets Takes Manhattan is my second favorite Muppets movie after the original Muppets movie. Wow, okay, so that's high praise. A lot of people, even Eternal Melancholy, also likes Muppets Take Manhattan. Kevin House just picked up the magazine about the history of A Christmas Carol and this film/TV adaptations at Barnes & Noble today. Oh, interesting. They put that out. I guess Christmas is coming, so you got to get those magazines out. A lot of people talking about Muppets Take Manhattan. Man, A lot of people mentioning the buffering issue. I thought we had it figured out. Last week it didn't happen. I don't know why it's happening this week. Well, let me see something here. Let me see if that can. Sorry, boring. Typing. All right, let's switch back over. We're gonna keep pushing through. Hopefully that doesn't become too much of an issue if you're watching after the fact. Hopefully that doesn't become too distracting. Godzilla 4K Blu-ray Steelbook is coming out. So this is Zilla from 1998. I don't know how many people are going to be excited about this 4K release, but it maybe it has its fans. I don't know. Has this become a cult classic? Is this kind of become a so bad it's good movie? Or maybe are there people that grew up with it that still have a soft spot for it? I don't think I've ever seen this all the way. Actually, I did. I think I saw this when it came out when I was a kid, but I haven't seen it since. But this is obviously the American Godzilla remake from 1998. This is a Roland Emmerich film, I believe. Wow, pulled that out of nowhere. Is that true? This is another Sony Pictures for Godzilla 1998. Got a 4K Blu-ray and a digital 4K on Steelbook. Very interesting, very interesting. Kind of a bleh cover. I wish it was a little bit more stylized. It's just kind of a picture of the Godzilla, and the Godzilla doesn't look that great because it's 1998. So yeah, that's cool. It's getting a Steelbook. Maybe some people will be excited about that. I am not one of them. And then here we go. We got Psych again. We already talked about this last week, so I won't dive into it too much. This is a complete collection of all the seasons of Psych on Blu-ray. I talked about it last week. Apparently, it must have got pushed or something, or they got the dates wrong because it's now coming out tomorrow, even though last week it said it was coming out last week. Recommend that show if you haven't seen it. I like it quite a bit. Jay Hutch says, so bad it's bad. A lot of people talking about not caring for the Bigfoot movie, but the Bigfoot movie, did I just call it Bigfoot? I'm getting all paranoid about the stream buffering, so I'm I'm unraveling. But no, the Godzilla movie. People not a big fan. Next up is a really exciting release. It's The Devil Doll, coming out on Blu-ray from Warner Archive Collection from 1936. The reason I say this is exciting is because it is from director Todd Browning. Directed by Todd Browning. Who's Todd Browning, you say? Well, Todd Browning, what have you been living under a rock? What are you talking about? Todd Browning just got his 3-film collection released from Criterion, The Freaks and The Unknown and the Mystic. I have only seen Freaks out of the set, just watched it this month for the first time. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Great movie to check out in October. And now, it's perfect timing. This is Warner Archive Collection, and they're releasing The Devil Doll, another Todd Browning film. What year is this? This looks like it's from... Oh no, it's 36. Okay, I was thinking this might be from his silent film era, but it's not. It's 1936, and have not seen that film. Has anyone seen The Devil Doll from Todd Browning? Because it sounds interesting. Everything Warner Archive has been doing lately. They've been putting out great stuff. They've always been putting out great stuff, not just lately. I love that. I love that line. And it's not too expensive, very cheap, bare bones releases, but you know, that's all you need for some of these movies. And you got $21.99 list price, so very affordable. And I'd love to see another Todd Browning movie. So that's cool. I didn't know that was coming out, so that was a pleasant surprise as I started looking at this list for this video. You got the Meg 2 coming out. Meg 2, The Trench, 4K Blu-ray release. Did not hear great things about this one, so look at me. I'm not even showing the screen. Let me jump back real quick and show you what the Todd Browning release looks like, because I wasn't even showing. He's got like some kind of laser vision, X-ray vision. He's got this creepy like woman in his hands. Looks interesting. I'm always down for a Todd Browning movie. Let's go back and catch up on the Meg 2, The Trench in 4K. There's the front. You've got the annoying hunt on everything. And spoiler alert, right on the front cover, you've got Meg 2, The Trench, and you've got him eating an alligator or some other kind of dinosaur thing. I didn't see that movie. I didn't even know there was dinosaurs in it, but I didn't see the trailer. Maybe that's in the trailer. Maybe it's not a spoiler. But yeah, $40 for that on 4K. I'm sure it'll be a little bit cheaper than that. Pick it up in Best Buy while you still can if you're interested, because it won't be there for long. All right, let's jump back over here and see what people are saying. Hopefully the connection has settled down a little bit. All right, where was I? John says, oof, that Godzilla was bad. You also told me that the Meg 2 was bad. I remember when you saw it in theaters. So, hey, maybe that's the theme. Maybe that's the theme for this week is bad modern day monster movies. But on the other side of the spectrum here, Eternal Melancholy, I might be the only one, but I like Godzilla 98. I don't really think of it as a Godzilla, so perhaps that's why I enjoy it. Hey, that's perfectly valid. And I was a fan. I must have been some kind of fan when I was a kid. I don't remember it very much, but I remember when I was a kid, I think in that version, he's not like this ancient being that's like trapped in the middle of the earth. I think he's just like a marine iguana that got, I could be making this up entirely because I don't remember anything about that film, but I think he's just a regular marine iguana that got like exposed to some kind of radiation and then he grows and grows and becomes this giant monster. If that's not true, then I had a false reason for a marine iguana being my favorite animal in like middle school because that was my favorite animal and I thought it was because of Godzilla, but maybe I just made that up. Maybe that's not true. Let me know if that's the plot of that film because that's what I got out of it. Let's see. Anime fan, that Godzilla film has an infamous reputation, so celebrating its 25th anniversary with a 4K is a bit of an odd choice. Hey, yeah, I mean, if it's going to sell, I mean, it's all about the dollars and cents. If people want to get it, if they think it'll sell, they will make it. Even if people are like spite buying it, which happens sometimes. I mean, I know Connor bought Howard the Duck just as a joke. He bought the 4K of that. Jeffrey E. Patron just caught The Devil Doll on TCM recently. Neat film. Oh, see, so that's cool. I wonder if they played it on TCM to coincide with the release at all. That is interesting. I wish I still had TCM. We had to cancel all of our streaming subscriptions, but I used to have Hulu TV, and TCM was a part of that, and I loved watching that. I actually got into that way before I even knew about Criterion. That's what led me to my Criterion journey now I have Criterion Channel. But before that was where I was watching old movies, was TCM. And then HBO Max came out, and then I switched to that, and then I switched to Criterion Channel. Long, boring story. Let's get to the point. Pop Culture 33. It's like you already passed it, but the others, so excited. Looks like, oh yes, we did pass the others, but hey, we can still talk about anything I've already talked about. Don't worry. So excited. I skipped the Blu-ray because hopefully it looks amazing. We did already talk about it, but no worries, man. Bring it up. I want to hear. If you want to sell me on anything, let me know because I have not seen it yet. Eternal Melancholy. I think Meg 2 is more of a crap movie than Godzilla. Probably. I don't think many people would fight you on that. I think. I don't know. I don't know what the numbers are saying, but I don't think it was very beloved. Kevin House says The Devil Doll is really fun. Lionel Barrymore is great. Interesting. Lionel Barrymore is in that. I feel like I just watched something with him recently. I can't remember. Austin's here. The Day Ghost, fellow friend of the channel. Welcome. Thanks for popping in. Let's jump back to what's coming out this week. All right, The Boys Season 3. We don't really talk about TV on this show, but if you're a fan of that show, then Season 3 is dropping on Blu-ray this week. And here we go, getting into the indicator stuff. Fascination 4K Blu-ray. I love this artwork. I love all of the artwork on the indicator. Like, if you're not familiar, Indicator usually does these kind of limited edition box set versions that have slipcases, and then when those sell out, they just release the standard jewel cases after that. That's how I have they're not over here now, they're actually on the boutique shelf, but I have all the Harryhausen sets. You can see the Sinbad one up there. So I love all their limited edition stuff. They make me want to buy them just based on the artwork alone, even though I know absolutely nothing about the films. I've never heard of Fascination. It's a film by Jean Rollin, starring Bridget LaHaye. I'm sure I'm saying those names wrong, but look at that. Gosh, I love Indicator's releases, and I love, they got the spine numbers right there with the color coding on there. It's perfectly made for DJ. I wish I could get more of these. Comes with an 80-page booklet in the limited edition version. 80-page booklet for one film. Indicator puts out quality stuff. Look at that artwork. That's so cool. I'm assuming this is some kind of, it looks fascinating. no pun intended. And this is a 1979 film. It's only 80 minutes. Is this a B movie? Is this a lower budget film? Let me know in the comments, because this looks amazing. It's $50 list price, but it's currently on sale for 40% off. I mean, you can buy it from Amazon, according to this, which I didn't know. So can you buy it from American Amazon? Because that's really cool. I didn't know you could buy indicators from American Amazon. I'm going to check that out after the stream. But that's cool. And also, that's not the only one. We've got another indicator release that I'll skip to here. Same thing. Another 4K release. Another beautiful limited edition slipcase with a booklet, I'm assuming. Yeah, another 80-page booklet. This is Lips of Blood, which is more incredible artwork. Look at that. Had to put these in the thumbnail, even though I know nothing about them, because they look awesome. They look really cool. So this is spine number 407. This is from 1975, and same exact price, $50, but this one is 50% off right now. Go to Amazon, get it from $24.99. That's really cool. Got some creepy looking twins here in these screenshots. Lips of Blood and Fascination. You have to let me know what those two are like in the chat, because I've not heard of them. And let's see how many we got so much to get through. So much good stuff coming out this week. Exciting times for physical media collectors. This is called Visible Secret. This next one is another Radiance Films release. A modern film coming into Radiance Films. This is 2001. The unrated cut dropping tomorrow. And look at this. Look at this cover art. I love the green. I'm assuming, it's a Hong Kong film. Winner of the Film of Merit and winner of Best Director at Hong Kong Film Critics Society Award. Interesting. I love Radiance Films, how they put this kind of... This isn't actually on the artwork. This slides off, this little slip. I don't know what you call this. It's kind of like a J card, but it's not a J. It's on the side. I like this. I like this little blurb, because it's very informative for this plebe who doesn't know anything about this film. Single pressing, 3,000 copies from Radiance Films. Really cool artwork on there. Love the green. Very, very Halloween-y for the month of October. Looks great. I love how all the labels are getting in on it. Celebrating Spooktober. Oh, I like this here. Look at this. I like that. I just noticed this little meter here that says this is like 100% horror, 10% mystery, and 5% fantasy. Cool. I like fantasy horror. That's my favorite kind of horror. So that's interesting. Have to check that one out. 2001. Let's see what people are saying over here. Let me know what you guys are. All right. Let me catch up here. Austin says, I watched some of Shark Week and they played the shot of the Meg eating a T-Rex every 5 seconds. Oh no. They must have paid, Warner Bros. Must have paid a lot to get that shot in there. John says, yes, Meg 2 is bad. You know, he's got away with the words, John. Nathan, are there any criterions you have an eye on for the November Barnes & Noble sale? Yes, there are. That's a great question. I wish I was prepared for it. I'll have to see if I can dig out my list. I have like a written list that I've taken to all of the Barnes & Noble sales, and I want to get Lonesome. Lonesome is a book that, Lonesome, friend John, friend of the channel, he wrote a book called Summer Movies, and he put it in there and he paired it with Speedy. Did you pair it with Speedy? I think you may have paired it with Speedy, but it's like a summer movie. I think it's about like, I don't know. Whatever he said in his book sold me on it, and I really want to check out Lonesome. I know that's towards the top of my list. We have to check out All That Heaven Allows. Me and Grace really want to pick up that one because we just watched that a few weeks ago, and it was amazing. Incredible film. Check out All That Heaven Allows if you haven't seen it. There's also there's a bunch. I mean, my wish list is gone wrong with checking out Criterion. That's why I like Criterion, and that's why I don't mind blind buys with Criterion, because I usually get something out of it. There's only been a few instances, maybe a handful, less than a handful of times where I was like, that wasn't for me. I understand why it's respected, but it was not for me. So that's happened a couple times, but most of the time it's a pretty safe bet with Criterion. Austin, he is an iguana that mutates from radiation. Good. That means my memory is not completely failing me. Yeah. There you go. Middle school DJ was a big fan of the marine iguanas because of it. They're so cool. They're like bluish. Have you ever seen marine iguanas? They're not green. They have like this bluish, shiny scales. Not my favorite animal anymore. I don't know what my favorite animal is anymore. I prefer shark stuffed with dinosaur. Hey, surf and turf. Good stuff. Austin, a shark stuffed with dinosaur. Oh, sorry, he's talking to him. I won't air your guys' conversation to the world. Bailey Walsh, hey, thanks for tuning in. Read Bailey Walsh's comments because she's always very knowledgeable in the comments, especially about literary adaptations. She always pops in and schools me on that stuff, so I'm very happy and thankful for all of your comments. Thanks for popping in live. I don't think I've seen you on here before. Bailey Walsh, I'm so excited for the sorry if I'm butchering the name, Gene Roland Indicator release. I have Shiver of the Vampires already, but the others are pretty much number one on my wish list for movies right now. I love Fascination. Okay, so we do have some knowledgeable people about those films. Yeah, man, I wish I knew more about those because like I said, the box art is no other word for it. It's fascinating. It's very, very cool. Let me see. Yeah, people talking about the Fascination artwork, people big fans, and Bailey Walsh says the Roland films have UK and US editions. Oh, that's why I can buy it on Amazon. Hold the phone. I didn't know. Have they always done that? Am I just a moron, or is that something they're starting recently? Are they starting US releases? Because that's awesome. I am down to pick up some indicators without the crazy shipping fees. That's really cool. You just blew my mind with that. I don't know if that's always been the case or if that's a new thing, but that's really cool. Maybe they do it like Arrow, where some of them are UK releases and some of them are US releases. I don't know exactly how it works. I know Arrow has rights issues where they can only release certain movies in certain countries, so maybe it's the same thing with Indicator. Michael Smith says, probably not your cup of tea. You can often find Indicator, speaking of that release, and then he says you can often find Indicator titles cheaper at Orbit DVD. Let me write that down. I don't have anything to write with. I'm literally at my write with. Digital age. We don't use pencils anymore. I'm going to remember that. I'm going to look back at the stream afterwards. Orbit DVD. So they sell Indicator releases, and I'm assuming other boutique labels and other Blu-rays for cheaper. I will write that down. I'll remember that. Thank you, Michael. David Albee. Oh, I missed the notification you were live. Well, don't worry, man. No worries. We've only been live for about 40 minutes, and we've got a lot more to get through, so welcome. Thanks for joining. Kyle's Movie Collection is also here, says hello. Hello, Kyle. Always great to see you. John says, yeah, Lonesome is great. Late silent movie about two people who meet at Coney Island. See, I thought it was about a carnival, but I second-guessed myself and talked myself out of it. But yeah, it's about an amusement park, Coney Island specifically, on the 4th of July. That is right up my alley, and I can't wait to check that one out. And he did pair it with Speedy in his book, so that sounds like a good time. So that's way towards the top of my list of silent films, and I'm running out of silent films in the Criterion collection. Criterion, you got to put out more silent films. Connor's talking about how he's never even seen Howard the Duck. All right, let's jump over. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by my own subscribers' funny comments. How unprofessional of me. Let's get into the releases, back into the releases. Decision to Leave is getting a 4K. This was a big one last year that I missed, 2022. I heard a lot of people talking up Decision to Leave, and I'm sorry that I missed it. But this is Park Chan-wook, and it is released by Mubi. Now, is it Mubi? Is it Mubi? Mubi? I don't know exactly how to say that, but I know that that is a streaming service that apparently also has a physical media line that they're putting out. I get ads for the movie streaming service all the time. They know their audience. It's targeted very well, but I haven't signed up for it yet. But this is a physical release from them. I have no idea what their packaging looks like. I think maybe they use clear cases similar to Criterion. I think I've maybe seen some of those. But this is wonderful artwork. I love this. I love that it's a photo, but also not just a photo. And I don't know I can kind of tell what the metaphor of the artwork is, even though I haven't seen the film. I mean, it's like crumbling and starting to crack. I'm assuming this is about and they've got the handcuffs there. I actually don't know exactly what this is about. I'm assuming it's about a marriage that's on the rocks, and there's some rocks. So I don't know. I want to see it, and maybe I'll be able to get that. So $45 is list price for brand new Mubi releases, and it's available right now for $28.99 on Amazon. So if you saw it last year and you loved it and you wanted a physical release, here it is. We finally have it. And this is okay. It's mostly a drama, but a little bit of mystery, a little romance. I'm down. That is on the top of my list. Another one this year that came out that similar. I don't know how. I don't think it's similar in plot, but I've also heard a lot of great things about it. A lot of buzz about Past Lives, and I still have not had a chance to see Past Lives. I gotta see that soon. I think it's on digital now, so maybe I can check it out finally. Let me save the old throat here. Whew. Talking a lot this evening, losing my voice quicker than usual. Got a lot to get through. A lot of good stuff coming out. Speaking of good stuff, a 4K release of Contempt from none other. This is who I think it is. Yeah, this is Jean-Luc Godard. Every time I say that name, I get corrected on it, and I feel like I say it differently every single time. Based on the novel by Alberto Moravia, 60th anniversary of this film. Wow. Yeah, this is obviously one that I have not seen. Why does it say Fritz Lang on the bottom? That's fascinating. 4K release and a digital. This is not even a boutique label. This is just straight from Lionsgate Films. Lionsgate Films is releasing Contempt, and it looks nice. I mean, it's the standard Blu-ray jewel case. Doesn't look like it has a slipcover. I'm sure they know this is going to be like a more low profile, less popular release. This is for the real film aficionados, but I like the bright red case. And it's really cool that they're getting more of his films out there. 60th anniversary. Wow. That's awesome. That's really cool. I still have not begun my Godard journey yet, but I'm excited to. I hear great things. Look really good. So there it is. Contempt is coming to 4K. And one more really cool one here before I talk to you guys about this. Beast from Haunted Cave. This one caught my eye. This is just a Blu-ray release special edition from Film Masters, which is I'm not familiar with. I'm still learning about boutique labels. There's so many hitting I almost said hitting the shelves these days, but there are no more shelves. They're all online shelves. This is newly restored 4K scan from a 35mm archival materials. That's weird that they put that right on the front. That's usually back cover material. Beast from Haunted Cave special edition, starring Michael Forrest, Sheila Carroll, and Frank Wolf, with a bonus HD print of Ski Troop Attack. Wow. Wow, that's a little bit of I didn't even notice there was nudity right there. Huh. Hopefully YouTube's not watching. Film Masters, they got their logo here at the bottom. Have not bought anything from this label, but it looks like they put out classic B horrors 1959 to 1960. I'm assuming that's because there's two films included. Cuts. Interesting. So there's like maybe an and it's available right now on Amazon for $20. Can't beat it. $20 for two films and multiple cuts. Interesting. Let me know if anyone. Oh, and it's a winter movie. Okay. Look at this. Look at these screenshots. They look nice. Oh, you know what I bet this is? I bet this, because it says one movie, two cuts, but on the front it says with a bonus HD print of Ski Troop Attack. Does that mean that this is kind of a that they re-release it as under another name? They sometimes do that with foreign films. I don't know if that's the case with this or not, but yeah, it's a winter movie. I'm on the lookout for winter movies that aren't Christmas movies because, as you know, if you've been following the channel, we have been doing our top 10 seasonal favorites that I've been doing with my friend John. We did summer. We just recently did fall. So check that video out if you haven't. And eventually we're going to have to do winter. Probably, in the future after Christmas when all the holidays settle down. But yeah, winter movies that have nothing to do with Christmas. Just winter movies. I don't know if this one would make the list, but maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's a lot of fun. Let me know if you have seen Beast from Haunted Cave. Sounds fascinating. Let's see. Let's make it through. We'll just do these real quick. Obviously, the others is getting a standard Blu-ray release, not the 4K. And then the Meg, the beloved Meg to the Trench, not getting high praise here, but I'm sure it has its fans, is getting a nice steelbook. He's also eating an airplane. So he doesn't just eat T-Rexes, he eats airplanes. And he took a bite out of the steelbook. Right there. Pretty cool steelbook. I don't know. If you like the movie, that looks like an awesome release. I have not seen the movie. Let me know if I should. All right, what are people saying? What are people saying? up. People talking to Bailey and talking about Bailey's videos, talking to Connor. Yeah, a lot of people talking to each other in here. I don't know why I'm here. What am I even doing here? I just pull the strings and bring people together, and then they have more interesting conversations. Eternal Melancholy. I'm still waiting for Diabolique DVD to send me my Hellraiser 4K box set. I hate waiting. Oh, is that one of the downsides of using one of those like reduced price retailers? Do they take a long time to ship stuff? Because Criterion got this stuff here so fast. I was shocked by how fast this stuff got here. They must have shipped it out like the day I ordered it, because it got here super quick. But I don't know. It's not too bad. As long as it gets there, I don't care how long it takes to get to me, as long as it gets to me in like decent shape and isn't destroyed in shipping. That's what I hate. That's what really grinds my gears. Villain Lewis. Or is it William Lewis? Excuse me. Sorry. You did it with 2 V's and it confused me. I just called you Villain Lewis. William Lewis just popped in. Kino Cult has Jess Franco's Lorna the Exorcist available tomorrow. Yes, we're about to get right to it. That's actually one of the next ones we're about to talk about. Lots of Kino Lorber stuff coming out this week. If you're a Kino Lorber fan, you're in heaven. This is great. This is a great week. A lot of 4K stuff. John says, Lang acts in Contempt. I believe he plays the director, right? Oh, interesting. I've never seen, maybe I have, but I don't think I have seen Fritz Lang in an acting role. I love his directed work, though. And then Bailey Walsh also says, I need to rewatch Contempt. I didn't like it much the first time. Picard is a favorite director of mine. Okay, maybe give it another chance. Sometimes things take a few watches. I've definitely had that with directors. Kevin House says, just read that Fritz Lang plays himself in Contempt. Interesting. That's pretty cool. That's an interesting little tidbit. Wow. Scooby McSnack is back in the chat. Glad I could finally make it to one of these live. Hey, well, and we're glad you could make it. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves, and I'm going to keep going on these new releases that are coming out. Good to see you, Scooby. Switching over to a Hepburn film, which immediately has my interest because me and my wife love watching Hepburn, one of our favorite actresses. I've yet to see her in a film that I didn't like. Well, I take it back. I'm going to get in some hot water on this one. I did not love Summertime. Sorry, I know. Blasphemy. David Lean, I believe. I was not a big fan. A woman that's aging and feeling bad about it and who's past her prime. And I'm going to watch that every year from now on because it's one of the best Christmas movies of all time. So I didn't need Summertime, but for people who love it, I'm sure it's great. It's a gorgeous looking film. It just didn't hit me. Maybe it's one of those that I need to rewatch again. But this is not Summertime. Is that what it's called? That's the title? Interesting. Christopher Strong. This is starring Katharine Hepburn. This is a Warner Archive, another great Warner Archive release. Only 78 minutes. And this is from 1933. Sweet. So this is her 30s, which is my favorite Katharine Hepburn era, I believe. Right after you got Philadelphia Story, you got Holiday. You got all kinds of good stuff she was doing back then. Actually, now that I say that, there's another Hepburn film that I wasn't crazy about. What is it called? Robin and Marion? Isn't that Katharine Hepburn? Isn't that like a very, I believe on TCM I watched a Robin Hood film that she was in. No, excuse me. Take it back. That's not Katharine Hepburn. That's Audrey Hepburn. Excuse me. What a dumb mistake. All right, so she's still batting 1,000. Katharine Hepburn is one of our favorites, and I've never heard of this film. Christopher Strong. This is an RKO production, which means my friend Jeffrey Petrone will be super excited about this because he's always collecting those films. But yeah, Katharine Hepburn. Have to put that one on the list and eventually get around to it. Let me see. Here we go. Next up, we've got Lorna the Exorcist, which someone just mentioned in the chat. Boom. Here it is. Look at this. Kino Cult. Now, is this interesting? This is Spine. Okay, see, I was going to say this is not a label that I'm familiar with. I'm assuming it's related to Kino Lorber and it's just an offshoot? Maybe? Is that true? Are they starting a second line? That's meant for that, but maybe they are from now on. Maybe they're splitting it up because this says spine number 1 on the side. Unless that's not a spine number, unless that's like I don't know what else that would be. It seems like a spy number. But this is Lorma the Exorcist, starring Pamela Stanford and Lena Romay, which looks like another vampire movie. Lots of vampire movies coming out this look kind of like a sexy horror. Yeah, there you go. Described as like mostly horror and half erotic. So yeah, an erotic horror film starring vampires from 1974. Sounds like a 70s movie. And yeah, it's on sale right now for $17.99 on Amazon. Check that out. Comes out tomorrow. And let me know about that Kino Cult. That's an interesting news. I don't know if that's the first one. I don't know what that number 1 means, but it's definitely interesting. Smokey and the Judge. Whoa, what is this? This is from, I can't keep up with all these labels. I'm gonna have to like make a chart. I'm gonna have to make it a chart and organize all these, maybe color code it, because we've got another one here, Dark Force Entertainment, releasing a double feature here, Smokey and the Judge and Alien Thunder on Blu-ray. There's the front. There we go. We've got Smokey and the Judge and Alien Thunder, and it looks like we actually have a back photo on this. There we go. So you got some good special features. Well, kind of special features. Why do they list the scan under special features? That's just the film. And then you've got, yeah, I don't know. It says special features, but they're not really special features. But there you go. Looks like a very low budget release of these, but that's really cool that it's getting a release. And people who are big fans of those 70s and 80s films, those are Westerns. Western films. And I hope you're very excited about those releases. Another Warner Archive release, Before Night Falls, 2000s film from Warner Brothers, which has got a very basic cover here. Another one I know nothing about. A lot of stuff coming out this week. A lot of interesting stuff. All right, before we get into some of the Arrow releases, because there's quite a few Arrow releases coming out this week, I'm going to switch over to you guys because this is a live stream. This is here for interacting. Let me see. Gus says, "Oh, hey DJ, you're here as well." Yeah, see, people have completely forgotten about me. They're just talking amongst themselves in the chat. Eternal Melancholy says, "No, I have never had issues with them sending out orders. It comes fast. This is just the first time I'm having issues. So I emailed them. Well, sorry about that, man. I hope that gets cleared up for you." John says, Christopher Strong is a good early Hepburn. Not as good as Summertime, but I won't hold it against you. Hey, man, it's just not for me. I'm not saying anything bad about it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it was. It just didn't land for me. Let me see. Kevin Howe. Let's see. William Lewis. Streaming service is now the Midnight Picture Show. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, I knew you would know about this because you were the one I was excited about earlier. Kino Cult will distribute select releases under the Kino Lorber name. Okay. That's pretty cool. I don't need a new label to collect though, because I've already got too many. And spy numbers work on me because they, for some reason, make me want to buy more. Bailey says, I already got my Lorna the X. Had a Kino Cult line, but maybe that's just streaming thing. Okay, well, according to William Lewis, it is kind of tied with the streaming thing, but it's changing. And this is new releases. So that's pretty cool that you already got a copy. Kevin House says, for early Katharine Hepburn, I recommend 1935's Alice Adams. I'll add it to the list. And Michael Smith says, have you seen Shop Around the Corner? One of my favorite Christmas movies. Yes, I absolutely have. We watch that every year now for the last few years because it is one of my favorite Christmas movies as well. I need to finally rank those because that is, I love Christmas movies. I try to watch as many as I can every December, and that is one of my favorites. So good taste, friend. You have good taste, Michael. All right, let's see what other things are coming out. This is an Arrow Films release, The Iron Fisted Monk. Arrow has been putting out tons and tons of martial arts movies lately. I see them at Barnes & Noble every time I go, and it's just so overwhelming. There's so many. I don't know. I need to, I guess, watch a video or something about which ones to start with because I am so behind on martial arts movies. There's decades and decades and decades of martial arts films, and I have not seen enough. I've seen a little bit of Jackie Chan, but that is about it. And this is a 1977 film from and it's only 93 minutes. This is the limited edition. It looks like, there you go. You got your slip cover, and you've got your art cards, and you've got your poster. So this is what Arrow, Arrow does two different kinds of limited editions. They do the big heavy box sets, which are super cool, and I really like those ones. But they also, for smaller films, just do the slipcover, but they still include the art cards and they still include the poster in there. That is what they did for Hugo 4K, which I just picked up in the last Arrow sale for 50% off, which I was very happy with. And this is another limited edition release, the Iron Fisted Monk, and it looks like a pretty good release. They've got lots of little extra goodies in there for you. So, if you're looking for a good martial arts romp to check out, maybe get that one this month. Comes out tomorrow. We've also got from Synapse Films, Tombs of the Blind Dead Blu-ray coming out. This is a 1972 film. This is another film that also has two cuts on here. So look at that. Look at that. We got a nice banner at the top. 2-disc Blu-ray edition. Special 2-disc Blu-ray edition. It's special. Artwork. Everyone is pretty much on the same level these days with artwork. This looks like it could just straight up be an Arrow release besides the big red banner at the top. But yeah, Synapse Films, another label that I have to learn about. I gotta do a lot of research for this job. A lot of stuff coming out. Here's another Kino cult release. And it looks like, so this is The Dark Power from 1985, released by Kino Lorber. And it is called The Dark Power. There you go. You got the Kino cult logo on the side. Looks like they're putting out slip covers with these on the first run. And it is spine number 3. So we've seen 1, we've seen 3. Maybe we'll see, I'm assuming we'll see spine number 2 here in a minute. But yeah, Kino cult. Are these all horror films? I mean, that's one thing you could take from the name Kino cult, but it could mean something else too. But I'm not familiar with the streaming service that's connected to, so maybe that's a dumb thing to ask. Next up, we've got Dead Girl, which is a film from 2008. This is the 15th anniversary of Dead Girl, and it is from Unearthed Films. Another label. Man, I could write a book about how many. Every generation has its story about the horror of growing up. Ooh, sounds like 8th grade. A film I do not want to watch because I have a daughter, and I don't want to know what middle school girls are like because it sounds horrifying. But there it is, Dead Girl. If you've been waiting for 15 years to get a release of Dead Girl, there it is. I don't know if maybe it's the first physical release of it. So hopefully I can spread the word about some of these to somebody. Somebody out there might be interested in this. This is Lichen Colony from 2006, getting a Blu-ray release. Doesn't even say the label on this one. Maybe the artwork will. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Visual Vengeance. Wow, this is a beautiful release. This looks really great. Lichen Colony, a film by Rob Roy. It's got a slipcase. It's got a nice clear jewel case. It's got a booklet. It's got a poster. It's got wonderful disc art. It's got stickers, and it's got like a dog tag. What is that? No, that's that is a what do you call those? Yeah, look at that. It's got everything. You got everything you could want, and it is New Hampshire Forest Scent. So I'm assuming this takes place in New Hampshire. Looks like a werewolf movie. Looks really cool. It got something neon color scheme going on. Very cool artwork. I have no idea what this film is. Lichen Colony, 2006. Probably a lower budget, maybe indie horror film. Wow. That looks really cool. That's the artwork by itself without all the bells and whistles. I love the, man, I got to look into this label because I love all the distressed textures and the stickers and the kind of, I don't know, I just love that design choice. Looks really cool. I don't know a lot about that line. Visual Vengeance is the line. Interesting. All right, let's look at, oh man, we got so much more. Hopefully some of those are just repeats on Blu-ray. Let's look at one more here. Rock Around the Clock from Sony Pictures, 1956. This is getting a Blu-ray release, 77 minutes at just $27 retail price. It's the whole story of rock and roll. Bill Haley and his Comets. rocking around the clock. There's so many just words on this cover. Rock Around the Clock, and then you've got the Platters, and then you've got Tony Martinez and his band, Freddie Bell and his Bellboys, Alan Freed, Johnny Johnston, and Alex Talton. So this is a music film, clearly, and it's got a lot of musicians in it. Another film that my friend Jeffrey will be a big fan of. He's a big music guy, knows his stuff, knows a lot about music films. This is from Columbia Pictures, which we haven't talked about at all tonight. I mean, it's technically Sony Pictures, which 50s rock and roll film. Everything's coming out in October. All kinds of genres. We even got a 50s rock and roll film. Daniverse popped in, so that's cool. Good to see Daniverse. Jeffrey says, always an eclectic mix of films on these lives. Honestly, best early film is the first real adaptation of Little Women. I have been really wanting to check out Little Women for a long time because... Am I buffering? Sorry about that. I've been wanting to check out Little Women for a long time. I really like the books. I've read, I think, 3 of the 4 Louisa May Alcott books in that franchise, and I'm including Little Women and Good Wives as 2 books, even though they're mostly combined these days. But I was not a big fan of the new Greta Gerwig version, so I really want to check out some of the earlier adaptations because I've never seen it. But that has been on my list for a while. I used to have it saved in my TCM list on Hulu TV, but now I've since lost that, so I'm going to have to find another way to track that down. Many really fine films and TV adaptations have been made from the book. I know, man. I got to catch up on them. There's a bunch of them. I want to see the 90s one, too. Oh, man. I hope you guys can hear me. I hope I'm not buffering too much. I'm going to have to get Xfinity on the phone and give them a piece of my mind because I pay for really strong internet connection and we're not getting it. We're not getting it. We're buffering a lot, and that is a huge problem. Zach Fish. Hi, love the channel. Have you seen The Lighthouse? Just watched that one. No, actually, I have not seen many of his films. That's a director that a lot of my friends are big on that I just haven't got around to seeing. But I've heard that I would like The Lighthouse. I just haven't watched it yet. Connor says, Liking Colony, woohoo! RLM Best of the Worst Classics. Okay, so that's like a riffable movie from 2006. It's got a really cool release. If that's one thing that boutique labels can do is they can sell me on just a terrible movie with just really cool artwork. I guess I'm easily impressed. And then Daniver says it's very relevant to me right now because I'm doing a video on mainstream werewolf movies. Of course, it won't be discussed there. Yeah, I don't know how mainstream that one is. Probably not that well beloved. But I mean, even that's crazy that these like small little cult movies are getting physical releases these days. Physical media is not dead. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Pop Culture says, Rock Around the Clock, the movie that was almost banned because of rock and roll. Wow, that is, hey, times have changed. Times have changed. That's pretty cool, though, that it's like true rock and roll. It seems like it's just a music film. Daniver says, Rock Around the Clock has basically only happened because of Blackboard Jungle. A lot of people talking about that movie. Kevin House says Rock Around the Clock is one of several films of that nature released in the late 50s. If nothing else, they do feature great performances from the top rock acts of the day. That's really cool. Connor Nielsen, it's okay, DJ. I won't hold your Little Women take against you. I know it's one of the 5 best films of the last decade. Yeah. That's one of Connor's favorite films. We've talked about it before. It's another one that I got nothing against. It just wasn't for me. And then, of course, Bailey loves it too. I find the 1994 so superior. The Gerwig adaptation was good, but I have so many issues with it, to be honest. Oh, you were saying I love Little Women, the book. Yeah, see? Same. I feel like if you love the book, the Gerwig film, I don't know, it had a different feel, man. It didn't remind me why I love the book. But I'm glad people love it. I mean, it's a great film. It's a great filmmaking. Greta Gerwig did a great job. It just didn't give me what I got from the book. All right, let's jump back over here. We've already talked about Tombs. Here we go. We're caught up to, wow, this is another Visual Vengeance release. Vampires and Other Stereotypes. These are all available on Amazon. This is not like small potatoes you have to order from the website itself. These really cool releases are available on Amazon. This also has another slipcase, another clear jewel case, another poster to figure out what these vampire demon looking things smelled like. But look at that. Looks great. And these are cheap, by the way. I didn't mention this with the werewolf one, but these are on sale right now for only $25. You get all that stuff for $25. And like Connor said, maybe these are fun riff track movies. Maybe these are fun watch party movies. Watch it with your friends, laugh at it, or have fun spooky parties. They look like good Halloween movies for only $25. That's pretty cool. And we've got a couple westerns here. A label that we haven't talked about tonight. Every label is releasing stuff this week. Severin Films is a label that I'm not too familiar with, but I have heard of it. And there it is. You've got Clear Cut, an expression of cinematic rage, probably revenge thriller there. And then you've got also coming out the same day from RLJ Entertainment, Dark Winds Season 2 Blu-ray. Okay. This does look like a Western as well, but this is a TV show. TV show starring George R.R. Executive produced by George R.R. Martin and Robert Redford. That's a fascinating duo. So that's a TV show. Shouldn't have brought that up. We don't talk about TV here. This is for movies. And speaking of movies, what a release this is. We have been talking about Walmart exclusive steelbooks too often. I mean, more often than I ever thought we would. This is Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, Blu-ray steelbook, exclusive steelbook from Walmart. Look at this. Look at this. Another one with a lot of words on the front. Hard as Steel Ultimate Edition from the guy who brought you Knocked Up and Superbad. That's annoying. I hate when they put like that kind of information in the banner at the top. That should be on the back or something. John C. Reilly, Walk Hard. I've heard really good things about this one. This is like a mockumentary of like a musician. I think I've heard like this is one of the best ones of that. The Dewey Cox story, no legend. It's not a mockumentary. That's not the word I'm thinking of. It's like a parody. You're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good. Everyone, Walmart didn't get the memo. Everyone's stopping carrying physical media, and now Walmart gets on the train and starts carrying exclusives. Way to go. How very Walmart of you. There's the back. Just a standard steelbook. That's probably not what the back actually looks like. That's probably just the J card. I wish they showed you what the actual steelbook back looked like, but hey, I know a lot of people that are going to be excited about that. And it is not even a 4K though. It's only a Blu-ray release, but it's an exclusive steelbook, so that's pretty cool. From Mill Creek Entertainment, they've been. People in my comments have been bashing Mill Creek. Apparently, they are not great with their restorations, but at least they're putting out cool physical releases. Hopefully, that one's a little better than what's been put out lately. From MVD Visual, we've got Vile on Blu-ray, 2011 film, only 84 minutes. Vile definitely produces fear and paranoia. From Bloody Disgusting. That's the only quote you could get. No Pain, No Gain, written by Eric Beck, directed by Taylor Sheridan. That is clearly a gruesome, gory horror film involving teeth. My wife would never watch that film. My wife has a thing for dentists, and that looks vile. Good descriptor. Good title on that one. Next up, we've got another MVD release, but this is MVD Classics, which is another label that I've never picked up anything from, but I've seen them around. There's been some things on eBay that I've wanted to check out for a while, including that crazy animated film starring Ringo Starr as the voice called The Point. That's put out by MVD Classics. That's a random film. Let me know if you've heard of that one. 1964. This is a Western, 4 Bullets for Joe. What a title. 4 Bullets for Joe. That's all you need to know. Another Western film from the 60s. 60s Western. That's the era, man. That's when you want to watch your Western films. And MVD Classics, only $14.99. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. $15 for a brand new release. Let's do one more because we do have a lot to get through, and then we will hop back to the chat and talk to you guys. This is Ride On, a Blu-ray from a 2023 film from Jackie Chan. Dude is still going. Still going. He's riding a horse, and he's still beating people up, I'm assuming. Outrageously funny is the quote on there. Written and directed by Larry Yang. Okay. So this is a international Jackie Chan film, and we've got the back here. Look at this. Wow. He's got like a Green Hornet vibe going with the fedora and the mask. He's riding a horse. That looks fun. I don't know how up people are on Jackie Chan's current martial arts films, but that's 2011. What is that? That's this year. He just did this, man. The dude has got to be in his 60s. How old is Jackie Chan? Wow, still kicking, literally, and also riding horses. Did anybody see Ride On? I don't know. I don't know anything about Ride On. Did I start something? Did we? Oh, okay. So people on my side, people agreeing with Bailey that the '94 version is a better adaptation of Little Women. People fighting back against Connor. Good. Get him out of here. Get this guy out of here. Gus says, I can't wait for Lycan Colony 4K when Criterion releases it. Hey, I'll be there day one. I'll be reporting on the news about it. Ethan Edwards pops in. Hey, good to see you. North by Northwest is the ultimate Hitchcock film with amazing set pieces. I'm assuming he's talking to someone in the chat about that. Let me see. What else are people talking about here? It's hard to decipher what is meant for me and what is meant for the chat. I found out that the Dollar Store is making their own DVD area, DVD wall. I am so happy about this. That's fascinating. I was in a Dollar Tree just yesterday. Was it yesterday? And I noticed that they had a few Blu-rays in there and DVDs. So, hey, maybe they're going to swoop in after Best Buy drops out. And you're from Dollar Tree. I'm down for that. $1.25. Can't beat it. Jeffrey E. Patron, and you never paid for drugs, not even once. What an icon that Dewey Cox was. Yeah, I knew you'd be a fan of that. Maybe. Are you excited? You excited for the Steelbook release? Maybe go check out a Walmart near you and pick it up. Ethan Edwards says it's specifically a parody of films like Walk the Line and Ray. Yeah, that's really cool. Now, obviously, the modern version of that would be the Weird Al movie, which just came out. Was it last year? I never saw it, but yeah, I heard when the Weird Al movie was coming out, I heard a lot of people bringing up Walk the Line and how it did it, like a decade earlier. So that's cool. And he says, and La Bamba, which is getting a Criterion release. I think that's already out. I think that already came out. So that feature with La Bamba and Walk the Line, that'd be pretty cool. Into script writing. Daniverse, full of fascinating little tidbits like that. Check out his channel. I feel like he does like written essays on his channel. So thank you for that, Daniverse. Thanks for always popping in with some good trivia. Kevin House, better keep Grace away from Marathon Man and both versions of Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah, right? Like at least Little Shop of Horrors is not gory with it. It's kind of like a comedy scene, but yeah, I think that still would probably trigger her a little bit. I want to show her, what's that movie that I watched last year for Halloween? It's not really a Halloween film, but I watched it in October. Oh man, The Ballad of Narayama. The Ballad of Narayama is a great movie and I want to show it to her, but there's that one scene, spoiler alert, one scene involving the teeth. Oh. Yeah, I mean that even messed with me a little bit. It was gruesome. I definitely won't be showing that to Grace because she doesn't do well with blood in the mouth. So that scene would be too much for her. But Daniver says Jackie Chan will be 70 next year. What? And he's riding horses still. Someone save Jackie Chan. Don't let the man ride horses. I mean, he can do what he wants. He's a grown man, but sheesh. Ooh, hope that movie's good. Hope that movie's at least worth it. He's putting his life on the line. Let me see. I don't know. Was Harrison Ford actually riding the horse in the new? Was not a fan of that one. But I'm sure he wasn't actually doing those action scenes. Actually, no, it was very apparent that he wasn't doing those action scenes because he would be moving like an old man and then he would just jump from one car to another car and be a completely different person. It was great. It was almost like a parody of stunt doubles. Like, it was funny. Let's see. Let's get back over here before I dig myself another hole. Salvation, 1987. Have you said your prayers today? This is a film by Beth B., which is getting a Kino Lorber release. Okay, so we've seen a lot of 4K releases from Kino Lorber. We've seen the Kino Cult releases, and now we're getting a standard Blu-ray release. This is a 1987 film, a comedy film from Beth. Troubled young woman hooks up with a money-crazed televangelist and becomes a rich, heavy metal Christian rock star. Wow, that actually sounds pretty funny. 80s comedy. Kino Lorber still putting lots and lots of stuff out. I don't think any other label has the numbers that Kino Lorber has. Maybe Criterion. I would love to see a comparison. Are there as many Criterions as there are Kino Lorbers? Because I feel like Kino Lorber has a bazillion movies. Also, Kino Lorber's putting out a standard Blu-ray release of Cujo, which we talked about earlier. Same goes for Fascination and Lips of Blood. They're getting Blu-ray releases as well. And then we've got this little crime drama here from Kino Lorber, getting another blue font on the front. This did not age well. This is clearly from the 90s. That's 90s font if I've ever seen it. Just like almost Comic Sans looking font. Just a once removed from Comic Sans, and then drop shadow on it. You've got the handcuffs making the O's. Two small bodies. I shouldn't make fun of it. It doesn't seem like it's a comedy. It seems like it's very serious. Crime drama. Maybe it's a melodrama. Incredibly hot, says Village Voice. So it's like a sensual crime drama. Interesting. From 1993, put out by Kino Lorber. Interesting. Kino Lorber killing it as usual. And then this is where we get down to the part where all of them are not all of them, but there's a good bit of re-releases here that we've already talked about. You've got some Blu-ray releases of Contempt, and the Meg 2 is getting a Blu-ray release, obviously. So we've already talked about those. We'll move on to Caddy Hack. Caddy Hack from Wild Eye Releasing. What is this? This is like a parody of Caddyshack? A horror parody of Caddyshack. Is this a real movie? It apparently is. It apparently is. I'm assuming it's a super low budget movie. What year did this come out? This came out this year. This year, 2023. Caddy Hack is getting a release. I know nothing about the label. I know nothing about the packaging. All I've got is this poster to go on. We've got these demon gophers and explosions and like stuff, like I don't know. Are these gophers just eating people? Is that all it is? It's like a bunch of bloody people and demon gophers. A struggling golf course suffers a string of caddy murders at the paws of pesticide-mutated gophers. Pesticide will do it. While the greedy owner of the facility tries to cover up the carnage, and an unhinged groundskeeper wages all-out war on the vicious vermin. Wow. Speaking of vicious vermin and like animal-related murders, we just watched Murders in the Zoo last night, which is a pre-code horror film starring Kathleen Burke from the Panther Woman herself from the great Island of Dr. Moreau, Island of Lost Souls, based on the book Island of Dr. Moreau. Island of Lost Souls, great movie, one of my favorite horror movies. Murders in the Zoo, I was not a huge fan of. Maybe my expectations were too high. Maybe I was like, when I hear Murders in the Zoo and I'm watching all these iconic pre-code horror movies, I feel like I was expecting, and I'll talk about this when we do our wrap-up video for October, so I don't need to get too far into it, but I was expecting like this really cool, like iconic horror movie, iconic horror villain who like orchestrates these murders in the zoo that he owns or something, but it's not that at all. It's just like a crime movie where this guy just happens to kill people in a zoo. Like, it's not even, the point of it is even that it's a zoo. It could happen anywhere, the way he kills people. Well, a couple of them are cool that it's in the zoo and it's like a cool zoo kill, but like the main ones that he does, he could do anywhere. It doesn't even have to be in a zoo. So I was a little underwhelmed by that one, but maybe I should adjust my expectations and watch it again, because I did like certain parts of it. There's some really cool parts of it. But it was not, it won't be towards the top of my list. If we do a ranking of all the pre-code horror films that we watched this month, it's going to be towards the bottom of the list. Sorry if you love Murders in the Zoo. I know it's probably got some fans out there. Rainbow Nightmare pops in. Hey, Rainbow Nightmare, welcome. So Walmart and Best Buy is ending selling them. I wonder what this year's Black Friday will be like. I'm wondering if it'll get some good catches for cheap. Best Buy has been almost not Best Buy. Black Friday has been almost non-existent the last few years. Like I used to get so excited about Black Friday, and I used to go out. First of all, it used to actually be at night, and it was really cool. Now, or for the last few years, it's been starting at like Thursday at 6 p.m. And then this last year, it started at like Thursday at noon, and there was like nothing, at least in my stores. Maybe where you are, the stores are still doing cool stuff, but where I was, it was like they didn't even do Black Friday, or at least they didn't even do any physical media in Black Friday. I don't know. Hopefully we get something good this year, but yeah, it's been like nothing recently, and it's good for me because I'm already spending a lot of money on those November Barnes & Noble sales, so I don't really have any money left for Black Friday anyway. But yeah, it's kind of a bummer because I used to really look forward to that. It used to be like a family thing that we used to do. Me and Grace used to go out and hunt for movies together. Now there's not really anything to hunt. Kevin House, I love the fact that Kino Lorber almost always includes audio commentaries. Yes, I'm with you, man. I love a good audio commentary. I try to watch the audio commentaries when Criterion does them before we do our Criterion Corner show, that podcast that we've been doing here. I think we're on episode 9 already. Connor and I do the Criterion Corner podcast where we discuss each episode. We discuss a different Criterion film. We're actually going to do one this month on Island of Lost Souls, which I just mentioned. So I just watched the commentary for that, and I've been going through the supplements. But I love when they put commentaries. I wish Criterion did it more. Obviously it's cool to have the filmmakers on there, but if you can't get the filmmakers to do a commentary, at least do like some kind of film historian can do a really cool commentary. Criterion does those sometimes. I really like those because those are like prepared commentaries. They're hard to watch because that's what the Island of Lost Souls one is. It's like a film historian, and he's just like throwing facts at you the whole time. It's like rehearsed, and he's like reading a script, and it's just like it's hard to keep up with everything he's spitting, especially if you're trying to take notes or something. So those ones are tough to take in, but they're still cool. I'll take it. If I can't get the filmmakers involved, at least do like a film historian commentary like that. But yeah, that's really cool. I don't have enough Kino Lorber releases. I don't know. I've been thinking about doing a complete Kino Lorber video this month because they were doing a sale, and I wanted to get. I think I wanted to get more videos out this month since I'm not buying new things right now. I thought about doing a complete Kino Lorber collection walkthrough, so hopefully I can still do that because I have some. I have the complete Buster Keatons from Kino Lorber, and I have some other interesting ones, but I don't have enough. I don't have the funds to pay for Kino Lorber because I'm already getting Criterions, and like we've seen tonight, Kino Lorber puts out so much stuff. Let me see. David Albie's saying, yeah, you're wrong about Greta Gerwig's Little Women. Hey, I'm glad you liked it, man. I support it. Gus says, Caddy Hack, the new Best Picture nominee. Right? I mean, it sounded fun. I don't know if I'll be able to see that. I'm definitely not going to pick up the Blu-ray of it. All right, let's finish this up. Let's wind this stream down. We've got another... let's see, what is this? That's a television show, Murdoch Mysteries. Couple Shaw Brothers releases from Arrow Video coming out. I'm not sure why these are all the way at the bottom. Usually this is in order of popularity. And I would think Arrow would be a little bit higher. This is kind of a box set of sorts here. It's got 4 films in it. Look at that. It's got Crippled Avengers, The 5 Venoms, Shaolin Temple, and 5 Shaolin Masters. Shaw Brothers presents 4 films by Chang-Chi. Arrow Video, always pumping out tons and tons of martial arts films, especially Shaw Brothers films. That's why I was a little confused earlier that the Shaw Brothers box set was coming out from Shout Factory when Arrow seems to have the rights to a lot of this stuff. But who knows? I guess they're sharing those rights. And there is a nice slipcover for this release. 4 films from 1974 to 1978. And if that's not enough for you, they've also got another Shaw Brothers Presents release with 3 films, including The Boxer from Shantung, Chinatown Kid, and King Boxer. This is Shaw Brothers Presents The Basher Box. So these are like more boxing style films. But yeah, look at that. 3 more films. Both have great artwork. Can't beat it. Arrow always puts out good stuff. So there's 2 more. And then look at this. We've already started. Oh my gosh. We've already started the Christmas, the Hallmark Christmas movie releases. It's not even Halloween yet, guys. And they're already releasing these. So I'm going to roll through these quickly because I don't have much to say about Hallmark movies. 2022. Whoa, look at that. It's trying to take me to another site. 2022's, you know this film, Haul Out the Holly. What is that title? That is horrendous. Haul Out the Holly is getting a Hallmark Channel exclusive Blu-ray release. My wife will be thrilled. She loves watching cheesy Hallmark movies around Christmas time in the background because she thinks they're funny. We got. Keep them coming. Everyone's favorite, The Gift of Peace, starring the great Nikki DeLoach and Brennan Elliott. These cover arts are hilarious. They all look exactly the same. And we've got another Hallmark exclusive, A Maple Valley Christmas. Aw, look at that. That could double as a fall movie and a Christmas movie. And look at that. It's got discount Emma Stone right there on the front. Starring discount 99-cent Emma Stone. Another 2022 film. These are all 2022 films. They were really racking them up last year. And last one, 5 more moments like these. These titles are horrendous. What? Who approved this? Who approved these titles? 5 more minutes, moments like these. What does that even mean? 5 more minutes, moments like these. I'm going to have to get to the bottom of this and watch this to understand what the heck that title means. Hallmark Channel. You got to step up the titles, man. At least try to make a good. I mean, if you can't make a good movie, at least give it a good title. 5 more minutes, moments like these. That's going to have to go down in the books. That's hilarious. I don't even know what that means. Haul Out the Holly. Okay, so we've done it. We've ended on a very sour. Oh, I even missed one. There's 5. I only read 4. Excuse me. Let me get the last one here. A Magical Christmas Village. There it is. That most generic title ever. Allison Sweeney and Luke McFarlane. Any relation? I don't know. A Magical Christmas Village. Look at that. There's the village, and there's your 2 standard on the front. There you go. You've done it. Slap it on and make it a release. At least that one makes sense as a title. It's very generic and basic, but it makes sense. There you go. You've got collect them all. Collect them all, everyone. 5 brand new Hallmark originals coming to Blu-ray. I mean, hey, Netflix, step it up. I mean, Hallmark is putting their streaming originals on Blu-ray, and you can't even do that. You can't even keep up with Hallmark, maker of the great 5 more minutes, moments like these, and Haul Out the Holly. Come on, Netflix, step it up. Step it up. Where's my Tick Tick Boom release? Huh? I guess you're putting out Pinocchio with Criterion. That's good. I'm happy about that. Thank you for that. But come on, you got to do better than Hallmark. Anyway, let's wrap this stream up. I'm rambling. What's going on? I'm losing my mind. Let's see. Kevin House, looking forward to that Island of Lost Souls podcast. That's a really cool film. It is a really cool film. Terrifying film. I couldn't imagine seeing it at the time. And it's been really cool since I've been going through all of the pre-code horror films this month. It was really cool to see that one like in context, because I watched that last year for Halloween in October, but I didn't have a lot of the context of all those 30 pre-code films. Now I've seen a bunch of them in the collection on Criterion Channel. So watching that in the midst of all of those other ones was really cool. And I think it stands out. It's not my favorite of the pre-code films. I don't want to give away everything I'm going to say in that final wrap-up video, but I think Freaks I liked more. I think Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Dr. Jekyll, as they call him in that movie. I think that's above it for me, but it's still really good. It's one of my favorites. Probably top 5. Rainbow Nightmare, I wish I was closer to Barnes & Noble. Hey, don't we all? Don't we all? I'm pretty close to one, but yeah, I hate that there's not that many anymore. Some of them don't even carry the Criterion collection. I have one near me that doesn't even carry Criterion. It doesn't even carry movies in general. So I hope you can find your way to one that's not too far away. Sorry you don't have any closer to you. Gus says, DJ, those Shaw brothers from Arrow are re-releases from the Shaw Scope box set. Thank you. I didn't know that. That makes sense because Arrow puts out those big Shaw Scope sets that have like dozens of movies in it. So that makes sense that they're putting those out in individual releases, kind of individual, multi-film sets. That's pretty cool. Because not all of us can afford that big, what is it, like $250 for that Shaw Scope set? Crazy, but I'm sure it's worth it. Rainbow Nightmare, the Blu-ray catches I've gotten were mostly mainstream movies. If I can, I'd go to a store called Newberry, which sells comics, CDs, and Blu-rays. Yes, so we have some stuff like that around here. In the Atlanta area, we've got Second and Charles, which is a chain that is a secondhand store. And they have movies and music and books, comics, toys, all that stuff. All that pop culture stuff. And I like going there. I haven't been there in forever. But we also have CD warehouses, and we also have half-price books. So love those secondhand stores. That's where I get a lot of my stuff. And you see Criterions and other boutique labels in there sometimes. I've had some good finds there, but not as much as I would like. Kevin House, haul out the holly is a phrase from the Christmas song We Need a Little Christmas. I'm sure that's where they got the title. Oh, I'm sure. All right, I'm going to get on a Christmas Carol, and I don't want to do that. I don't listen to any Christmas music until day after Thanksgiving. Black Friday is when I finally unleash the Christmas music on my family, much to their chagrin. Rainbow Nightmare, have you seen this on the Studio Ghibli Blu-rays? They include the entire film in storyboard form. I have not seen that. Is that on all of them? I've got a good bit of the Studio Ghibli films right here within arm's reach, and I had not looked at the special features on here, supplements. That's pretty cool. They really, oh yeah, right there, feature-length storyboards right there on Spirited Away. Says it on the back. My Neighbors the Yamadas just says storyboards, doesn't say feature length. But no, that's a really cool feature, especially if you're like an aspiring artist and trying to get into 2D animation. You could watch the whole film on storyboards. That's really, really cool. Studio Ghibli puts out great stuff. I wish they would put out the rest of their films on slipcovers. I know they did those steelbooks, those colored steelbooks that look really great. But I started with the slipcovers, and I got to get the rest of them. Keep putting those out. Keep putting those out because I need the rest of those. Let's see. Wrapping up here. Finishing up the stream. This is how long has this been? This is about, this one's going long. Had a lot of stuff to get through today. But Gus says, Hallmark movies to couple together with the peppermint latte from Starbucks. Yeah, could you be more of a basic consumer? Keep it PG. But yeah, there you go. That's it. That's everything. That's everything for this week. We've got Hallmark movies. We've got Shaw Brothers movies. We've got tons of 4K releases. We've got Indicator vampire horror movies. We've got some weird werewolf movies that come with air fresheners. We've got B-level mainstream like horror monster movies like The Meg 2 and Godzilla 1998. We've got instant classics like Decision to Leave. We've got some Criterion, some sought-after Criterion want coming out this week. Oh my gosh, I completely skipped this one, and this is one of the ones I was most interested in. How did I skip this? Let's switch back. Real quick. Kino Lorber is putting out It, The Terror from Beyond Space on Blu-ray 2K restoration, 1958. If there's any kind of sci-fi horror film that this guy is interested in, it's a 1950s sci-fi horror film. Look at that. Look at that. Look how awesome that looks. I love that. It reminds me of It Came From Beneath the Sea, the Harryhausen film, which is in the Harryhausen set, volume 1 over there, which I liked a lot. I really, really like that film. Kino Lorber's putting out a 2K restoration of this. The Terror from Beyond Space. Incredible slipcover, and I can see the little artwork peeking out from beneath, and it's a different artwork. So that's really cool. Multiple artworks on that release. Let's see if we can see the overview here. There it is. There's the other artwork. That looks like the original poster, which I love. I'm a sucker when they do original posters. If you're going to do custom artwork on the front, Kino Lorber's doing it right because they have the original poster underneath. Love it when they do two different kinds of artworks. I'm so glad I remembered to come back to this because I don't know how I missed it. I must have missed it when we were going through. That looks really cool. If I was going to, you know what? We'll wrap it up like we did last week. This is a new segment I want to start here. DJ's Amazon wish list. We'll go to the Linktree like we did last week and pull up the wish list. And here we are. You have everything we added last week with the Cohen releases and the Warner Archive releases. This week, what are we going to add? What were we most impressed with? Well, this one's going on there first. It, The Terror from Beyond Space. Sorry I forgot about you, It, because you were most intriguing to me. I put you in the thumbnail for sure because you caught my eye with that beautiful looking artwork. I'm going to add that to the watch list. I don't know when I'll ever get a chance to pick this one up, but sci-fi horror film, that one's going to be there. Saving it in my wish list for later. That really caught my eye. Obviously, the others should probably go in my wish list, but I'm going to hear a lot about that in November. I probably don't need to add that one. That one is safe. Let's see if there's anything else I'm interested in. I really am interested in The Devil Doll. Like I said, I'm quickly becoming a Todd Browning fan. I've only seen one of his films, but hopefully that one's not a fluke. Hopefully he makes other good stuff. So I'm going to add The Devil Doll to the list just to keep it there on tap in case, or if there's a sale. You never know. Sometimes these things can go on sale, and then I'll know that it's on sale because it's in my Amazon wish list. Let's add The Devil Doll, which is $20 right now. That's a little steep for a movie that haven't seen anything about, but I'll add it there just in case. You never know. You never know what's going to catch my attention. What else? I'm going to add Decision to Leave just because I've heard so many great things about that. And let me know in the chat what you guys would add, or what you're most excited about picking up this week from all of these releases. I'm going to add Decision to Leave 4K from Mubi. 4K release. Add it to my movies wish list. And is that all we're going to add? Should we do 3 this week? Is 3 enough? There's a lot of stuff coming out this week. Should I add Contempt? See, I would feel like such a fraud if I added Contempt because I don't know anything about it. I don't want to add it just because it's prestigious. Let's see. Let's go to Christopher. We'll add Christopher Strong. We'll add Christopher Strong just on John's recommendation alone. And for Katharine Hepburn, because I always like her. So this is my top 5 of the week, if you will. Christopher Strong, starring Katharine Hepburn, is going to be to the list. And what else? What else? Last time I did 5. Maybe I'll cap it at 5 this week. Or maybe we'll just do 4. I'm not going to add Walk Hard because that is a Walmart exclusive, as we talked about. You know what? I'm not going to add the Hallmark movies. I will maybe add Fascination. I know someone in the chat said it's probably not my thing, but I'm going to add Fascination because I just want to remember that Indicator does American releases. Indicator Fascination Blu-ray. Is it a 4K or is it just a Blu-ray? There it is. It is a 4K. Okay. The US limited edition of Fascination from 4K. Maybe it will be my thing. I'm not sure. I do like certain horror movies, and if I do like horror movies, they're usually fantasy stuff. So I added that to my wish list just to remind myself that there are other US Indicator releases that are coming out. So that's it. That's my top 5 of the week. What are your top 5 of the week? Let me jump back and close out with your final thoughts. Ethan Edwards says, I've stopped buffering now that I'm getting ready to wrap up. Perfect. Isn't that how it goes? Although that leads me to a question that I was going to ask. I'm thinking about maybe doing this show later. Would you guys like it if I did this show later? Let me know in the chat real quick and in the comments, because I know I don't know how many people I have on the West Coast, but if you're on the West Coast, this is kind of early for you. So maybe I should do it. Maybe I should start a little later and see if we can get some more people up here that are busy when I go on. Daniverse, Island of Lost Souls has some great Jack Pierce makeup, some of it being a precursor to Werewolf in London and The Wolfman. Yeah, it looks incredible. All real hair that they've glued to their faces and stuff. Apparently, like dangerously so, and it was like a lot of problems with it, but it looks amazing. Yeah, can't say enough good things about Island of Lost Souls, and I will say many more good things about it when we do that podcast episode very soon. John says, have you watched Dr. X yet? Yes, I love Dr. X. Michael Curtiz film. That was a breath of fresh air on the collection because well, there's a couple of them, but it was the first one we watched that was like a straight up comedy. Well, not a straight up comedy, but it had a lot of comedy in it. And then, does it get disturbing in that last act. Wow. Also, it was a murder mystery, so it was very different than all the other ones on the list, and we really, really enjoyed it. That's up there. That's definitely top 5. I think Grace loved it too. And then we're going to watch another Michael Curtiz film tomorrow night. which is the Mystery in the Wax Museum. Is it Mystery or Murders? Murders in the Wax Museum or Mystery in the Wax Museum? One of those. We're going to watch that, and I can't wait because Michael Curtiz is one of my favorite directors. Let's see. Michael Smith says Barnes & Noble is supposedly putting the entire Criterion Collection catalog in 12 locations, and lucky my city is one of them. What? The entire catalog? In the stores or like online? That's crazy if it's in stores. How can they put the entire catalog? I'm going to have to look into that. That's nuts. Ethan Edwards, the second Shawscript set is on Hamilton Book for only $129.99. I know you've brought up that site before. I need to check that out. I did check it out when you brought it up, but I have not been keeping up. That's really cool. And I don't know how many films are in that set, but that's definitely worth it for only $129.99. David Albee says, nah, it's too early for Christmas music, but apparently it's not too early for Christmas Hallmark movies because they are hitting store shelves near you. Let's see. This is Kevin Smith says Fort Wayne has a store called Megadisc Replay, which mostly features used DVDs for $3.33 each, along with some Blu-rays as well. That's where I bought The Legend of Hill House today. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I always like hearing about secondhand stores. I just went to Dallas recently on a work trip, and they had a store called Movie Trading Company that had a ton of movies. Like, it's mostly just movies. Like, that's the whole point of the store. And there's several locations. I went to 2 different locations while I was there. Really cool. I wish we had that chain here. Ethan Edwards says it will be $9.99 on Kino's site at some point. I'm not sure exactly what he's talking about. Probably one of the things that I added to my list. Oh, probably The Terror from Beyond. Anyway, we'll wrap this up. We'll wrap this up here. John says Christopher Strong is also directed by Dorothy Arzner, which is cool. That's really cool. And David Albee says, how much later? Oh, not too much later. Maybe just like an hour later or an hour or two later. I just wanted to bump it up a little bit if the time was tough. Ethan says he would. I would like later. I work until 8. Okay, so there's one. There's one vote. Let's wrap this up. Eternal Melancholy also says it would be better if it was a little later. See, I might go a little bit later because everyone in my house is asleep anyway. So I could just stay up and do these a little bit later. And next up, we've got Kevin House, who's asking if I've watched The Uninvited yet. Sorry, but I can't wait to hear what you thought of it. No, I have not. We've been trying to finish all of the pre-code horror films from the Criterion Channel first, and then we're going to get into, which we're almost done with. We only have a couple more, and then we're going to get to the other films that I wanted to get through this month that aren't from the pre-code era. But Uninvited is definitely one that I want to hit this month because you've said so many great things about it, Kevin, and it's one that I've been looking forward to since I picked it up in the July sale. So excuse me as always for the engagement in the chat. I love talking to you guys about all of these movies that are dropping. Oh, we had a ton to get through this month. I might have to start weeding this out. My plan with this was always to get through everything that's coming out, but there's just so much coming out these days. So much. And next week looks like another intense week as well. I don't know if my throat can handle it. Maybe we start leaving off the more obscure stuff that nobody cares about, like the Hallmark movies. But I certainly enjoy this show, and I thank you guys for joining me. Thank you always for tuning in. I'll talk to you down there. And nothing else to say. With that, I'll just go off with my usual closer. Until next time, keep collecting physical media, and we'll be back next week for another episode of this show, and we'll be back very soon with all kinds of videos about physical media. I've actually got some unboxing videos that I've got to get to that I haven't shown off yet. I've got 3 box sets. I've got an Indicator box set, speaking of Indicator, that I haven't done a video for yet, and I've got 2 other Arrow Academy box sets that I got to get to. And yeah, I've got to get to that. I haven't had time to make videos lately, but more videos will be coming very soon. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.